All right. What's happening, people? Hey, I was a little bit surprised because I started it now, started the session now, and I was like, for like a good 30 seconds, there was nobody there. So I'm like, are these the results of losing NFP? Now nobody pitches up. Hi guys, I hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys are doing good. I'm good on my end. It's more my ego is bruised than anything. Because like as you if you guys sorry, can I just do that? If you did I fix that? Uh, yeah, okay. Yeah, if you guys saw that how I explained the NFP, so pretty much the trades that I opened on Tuesday are what made it profitable for me, as there was the spike in the positive dollar, and then it just reversed and it started going the other way. So I was like, I nah, it is what it is. So yeah, more on my 500 Rand series. I took a cruise on that. But anyway, yeah, the baking session is nicely. Yeah, I made some malva there. But anyway, guys, let's just get into this week and what we're looking at. And I think looking at the loss this week, I want to go look at something again, look back at something again. I think I might have an answer to my problems in terms of, because you guys know I'm consistent with NFP, but when it comes to CPI, I'm not as such a sharpshooter. But I think there's something that I'm picking up and noticing here. Already off the bat, yes, you're still on the GBP USD buy. I see that. Yeah, I'm still in the GBP USD buys as well. So I'm crossing my fingers that CPI is going to make the movement that we expect. PPI, yeah, look, I'm not such a fundamental chaser to even like go stress about PPI, but I know the PPI also has movements. So a bit of a quiet Monday. Or let me just go look at my charts actually. I wouldn't say necessarily too quiet. Look, there has been movements within the market to today. But as far as the economic calendars go now, we were looking at these bank holidays. Tomorrow, there's no major impact news. And then on Wednesday, there is CPI, Thursday, PPI, and then Friday, the consumer sentiment. So I really, on a fundamental front, I'm only concerned about what's happening on Wednesday with the CPI. But outside of that, I think I'm just gonna play it really technical this week, and yeah, I hope that what we were looking at last week will continue into this week. And there's just a little something that I want to get into today. Sorry about that, guys. There's a little something that I want to get into today concerning just looking at markets overall, and trying to get where we're going. So I hope it's going to be interesting. So yeah, so guys, as far as the fundamentals goes, as I say, that I'm expecting this pound can move in the morning on Thursday. It can move, but I know the GDP is not as much of a shaker as CPI is. Yeah, but let's just jump into the charts. USDs are, remember, I was like USDs are sell, guys, and went in there. But I'll come back and share my views on that. You guys know I don't trade USDs, but I do share my views on it. So remember, guys, this is not financial advice. I'm just simply sharing my expert view on the market. So, guys, just a quick thing that I wanted us to really look at before we get into, or how we're gonna break down each and every week that we chart that we're looking at this week, and just building ourselves to or getting to make life easier for ourselves, and pretty much how I've been looking at trading. And although I use different tools and all of that to come up to trading conclusions, it's just basically been one thing. So as far as strategy goes, in my book, which is available on the Telegram channel, I really go through. I talk about the strategy, and pretty much this is how I find it best to tackle the markets. Obviously, there's many ways to tackle the markets, but how I find it best to tackle the markets, trends give us clues. You'll hear people say very, very often that the trend is your friend, the trend is your friend. And it is true, Firstly, I think, in my opinion, to be a successful trader, you must first detach yourself from the trade. The minute that you're emotional on a trade, it's going to be very difficult for you to find yourself moving forward. So once you detach yourself from a trade, that's when you're able to make better judgment from it. So what are things that also help you detach from trades, right? The minute when you start putting in less work into your actual analysis, is the more level-headed you'd be. Because if I sit here and I analyze and I say, okay, guys, I'm doing out this chart here, and I start doing this, start putting in these shapes here, and I get another shape in there, and then I start saying, okay, I'm gonna draw in the trend line, right, and just take this level out here, and yes, so that when the market gets to this place over here, it's within the structure and also within the trend line, so it's gonna buy. So we're going through a lot of things there. You're putting in a lot of work when you're trading like that, right? And start putting in all the things. And there's nothing wrong with technical analysis. Don't get me wrong, guys, right? In what I'm trying to get through to you, there's nothing wrong with technical analysis, but now you start being emotionally invested into a trade. When you spend, the more time you spend on something, is the more emotionally invested you're gonna be in it. Think about relationships. Just a 2-week relationship, you don't care. But if you've been with someone for years and now you guys break up, you're really gonna take that harder. So same thing with trading. The less time you spend, and I think I learned about this concept in a book called Trading for a Living. I forgot who it's by, but there's a wonderful book called Trading for a Living that's out there. So coming to basics, guys, a lot of the times, yes, I'll do the other analyses and whatnot. But a lot of the times, if you can notice what we're doing on Monday market mapping, without going into the technicalities of it, because once we start going into the technicalities, that's where we start going into the 4-hour chart and looking at the trend and whatnot, and start drawing our Fibonacci's and whatnot. But we're looking at one thing. What happened last week? Last week was a buy. This week is a buy. This week we're most likely to buy. Okay, we need to be conscious of the fact that we are at a top, at the highest price of this year so far, right? But as far as all the other times go, it's not a really relevant price. So rather, this price would be more significant, right? 166,700, or rather, this price would be more significant, right? Or, and I'm using last year's structure to look at that. All these prices would be more significant. So what we expect then is for markets to push into all these significant zones, all these significant areas of support and resistance, especially on a higher time frame. So you guys know already. For example, last week, Euro USD, not Euro USD, Euro JPY. You remember Monday market mapping last week? I said buy, right? And then that's when you start getting into the technicalities of, let me just put this here. Technicalities of, okay, this was Monday, this block between this and this line, this was Monday. All right, Tuesday came in, Tuesday came here, right? And then that's when you start building your case for entry. Okay, it came here, it created a triple bottom. We have a market moving in there, and then we had a engulfing candlestick, and there's where I take the buy because now it's showing us that we're moving up. So I already had the sentiment, I already had direction of where I want to go. Now it's all about coming to the lower time frames and executing that, because if we're just going to take every top and bottom and not know why we're going in, okay, yes, markets did come here and create a double top with this one and really fell down, but look, it found support again over here. So the week's sentiment, even though, so Tuesday it bought, Wednesday it sold hard, and then from Thursday, Friday, look at how it pushed out that zone. So we knew from Monday that the idea was to end up somewhere above here, right? So all we would do then during the week is position ourselves in the right places to be like, I'll buy only at support, because even if you can sell at this resistance, right, the overall trend is not looking at that. So you see why this sell, yes, this guys, is a significant sell, but this sell was not as big as the initial push, because if we look at that point from here being Tuesday, right, there's a push like that. The markets doesn't move in a straight line, but there was a push like that. Yes, there was a wonderful selling opportunity here, and I know that there are probably people who made good bag off of this sell, but this sell was limited to this place because the overall trend wasn't looking at a buy. So guys, it really becomes things like that where you try and make your life as simple as possible. So already for this week, it's not any rocket science or magic or what that I'm doing, but it's simply looking at what were we doing in the previous week. Okay, yes, we are at a relevant high here, because when I come to the 4-hour chart, I can see that this was a high over here. Even when I come to a daily, sorry, let me just make my charts clean again. Even when I come to a daily chart, okay, we are trading by last month's high, so we can expect to see a bit of a sell. But because overall, even now, when we start coming out to the monthly, right, last month, what happened? This month, the sellers came in, but obviously they came in. So it's always looking at what's happening on the bigger picture and trying to find those opportunities coming down to the smaller time frame. So even now, yes, we had a place of resistance. We're not thinking of buying just yet, right? We're not thinking of buying. I know some people would like put buy stops over their pending orders so that if the market goes past, which is also a strategy, but you must know what sort of stop loss you're gonna use, where you're gonna place it. But then my week just becomes simply that I look at what we're looking at from the offset, and then that's when we start coming down to the smaller time frames and start bringing in the Fibonacci's and start seeing that, okay, this might be my next place of support, or this place might be my next point of resistance. And we'll always look left, because structurally clues, we can see that this price came, in fact, let me come to a daily. This price sometime last year was a really significant price. And I think when we come to the weekly chart, you see, when we come to the weekly chart, that is a price that I was looking at as well when I was drawing the major supports and resistance and stuff like that. So it really becomes that thing. But from the offset, when you already know that this is what I'm looking for the week, and exactly, guys, this is why we have losing trades. The market is not just gonna go week for week for week for week, what it did the previous week, but it always gives us clues. It will give us a small sell here, and we know for the next 1, 2, 3. And if you were really smart, could have made this 4 weeks of trading in there. So even now, I'm still looking at a buy. So it's like, and literally, I want us just to look at this exercise, right? Note it down. I'll look at levels just now, but you can write this down and see how the week goes based on just looking at what was happening the previous week. So over here, this coming week, I'm looking at a buy. This coming week, I'm looking at a buy as well. This coming week, I'm looking at a sell here. This coming week, I'm looking at a buy. This coming week, I'm looking at a buy. So this is Euro JPY buy, GBP USD buy, USD CAD sell, NASDAQ buy, gold buy, Euro GBP buy. And then the USDs are one. We don't even need to talk about it, guys. Look at what it's been doing. It's been moving down, down, down. Yes, we'll have those weeks that turn, right? But obviously, as we say, we look at that whole bigger trend. So, guys, now just breaking it down to what levels I'll possibly stop at in terms of take profits. Buy Euro JPY. Euro JPY take profit one will be 165,900. So pretty much a 166, right? Flat, and then take profit to 166,800. GBP USD. Let me just bring in my fibs. I'm looking at a buy here. So that's why the buys that I took from last week, I'm still holding, because I'm still looking at a buy. Here I'm looking at a 1.366 for take profit one, and for take profit two, I'm looking at a 1.3718, right? And also, when we look at in hindsight, the moves that we're doing, right? In terms of, especially on the dollar pairs, is there's a lot of uncertainty right now in the market as far as America goes. So that's why even when we had I'll look at it. We'll look at it together just now. Yeah, somebody was asking about the USD JPY, but even that, I'm holding the buy. Okay, CAD. There, can I just bring here? I want to bring up USD JPY. The fibs. So, okay. So I was still discussing that. Look, we know that fundamentally in America things are not too good, right? So we already know, and we can see this trend happening because ever since this year started, right? the dollar suggests that it's going to be weak. So we'll just go with that trend, especially now, as I say, with the economic uncertainty going on. That's why I'm looking like at a weak dollar. CAD, I'm not too keen on shorting it on CAD, but USD CAD as well. Sell Nasdaq. I'm not a Nasdaq trader, but just looking at it from the offset, how things have been going on to buy. I know the Trump and Tesla. Trump and Musk, I think, with Tesla getting affected here, but generally on Nasdaq, it will go again against the dollar. So Nasdaq will keep on gaining strength, even when the dollar is, I'll say, decking. And then as far as gold goes, I expect a gold buy, but not all the way to the top. Probably about to $3,400 right from here. So that's a good like $70 up that we still have, but $3,400. That's what I'm looking at. And then Euro GBP, right? So here's another thing that when we're looking at a Euro GBP long, right? Because we're expecting a buy, then we know that even Euro USD based off of GBP USD being a buy, right? Also then Euro USD is a pair that I'd be looking at a buy, because right now, as we can see, the trend is the last time we left it was leaving the pound with being the stronger currency. So even here, Euro GBP, as I say, there I'm looking at buys. Can I just see here? Gold, no, gold. I'm looking at a strong gold. Buy gold, Tyler. And then I just want to bring in USD JPY. Why am I not finding it? Sorry, guys. Uh, why am I not finding USD JPY? Yeah. So Clinton, you asked a question concerning USD JPY. Can I just go back to your question? The signal. Yeah, so the SL, yes. Remember it's 144. Nah, it's gonna hit. It's already hit. It hit. It hit. It hit. It hit already. To answer you, Clinton. I don't know if you're looking at that. So that trade, remember, came in like here, and we were just expecting a bit of a movement up, but then obviously Marcus decided to go the other way. So as far as this pair goes, I wouldn't go and trade it much, right? Because of right now both of them are showing signs of being weak. Oh, you missed the signals. Yeah, both of them Both of them are yes, Kanzani, Euro USD and GBP USD buy. That's what I'm looking at. Yes, so now the reason why UJ right now, particularly in this week, would not be the greatest pair to trade is because both of them are showing signs of being weak. So obviously trading two weak currencies together, you're more likely to find a lot of consolidation in that, which, the strange thing is fundamentally so, JPY is supposed to be a safe haven right now with all the uncertainty. And also, Swiss franc, we generally in these times also expect to see a USD CHF issuing us with some shorts, some selling opportunities over there. So that's also another one. Like I say, from a fundamental point of view. Um, and yeah, I actually haven't seen this chart this whole year. Haven't seen this chart this whole year. This is massive moves, guys. Where were we? Ngathi I'm gonna start trading USD CHF. Yeah, so guys, I've shared my view, and I think this week it was more about giving you guys a perspective than going in heavy into what we're doing. Giving you guys a bit of homework to look at what I'm saying, guys. Look, you go look, even just a simple exercise to be like, if this week was a sell, then you see like here. We had a sell candle. The following week was a sell, although it would have been very tricky because look, they started by buying. They knocked out some people there with their stop losses over there, and they went in. They sold. They sold even this week, even though they bought, but they still gave us an opportunity to look for a short over there. But it was a clear long, and then like when you see that clear long, the following week clear, we're still gonna buy. So that's something that I want you guys to look at. Start approaching the market like that, and also know that candlesticks, guys, they tell a story. If you can go to Baby Pips and like look at the candlesticks and all these things, USD JPY. Remember, right now I'm saying neutral, so it's not something I'm necessarily gonna be trading much for this week. It's not something that I'm going to be trading much for this week. Even the CAD, look, I'm looking at the short, but the CAD also hasn't been too impressive. But yeah, guys, I hope you took notes of that. I hope that you guys will look at this week and establish or look at what I just spoke about and try look at it this week over the next 2 weeks. You'll be like, okay, what happens? And also when the market has a change in direction. So when our week is no longer selling, but now buying. So even here, because last week was a buy, this week I'm looking at buying as well. So you see here, this gave us a clear buy, that other week. Here gave us a buy candle. So even here, when the markets came in, hey, these were two clean weeks of getting some nice buys in there. So yeah, guys, but happy trading. Happy trading, happy trading. We will meet again this coming week. CPI, I'm definitely trading that ish. I hope it goes better than NFP did. But yeah, guys, happy trading, and I'll see you next week.